The most what the frick moment with your siblings? I was winning a watermelon eating contest. My sister, realizing she could never beat me, picked up her half watermelon and bashed me in the back of the head with it, knocking me out cold. My sister used to sleepwalk into my room and just stare at me with a soulless murder glare. It was scary. This one time I was asleep and my lil bro walked in and just got into bed with me. I was like, bro, what are you doing? This isn't your bed. To which he responds, I think I know what I'm doing, and fell asleep instantly. I said frick it and went to sleep in his bed. Haha, I had a drunk buddy do and say the exact same thing one night. One time I walked past the bathroom to get to my room. My brother had left the door open and was standing on the toilet seat, waiting for me to pass. As he sees me, he exclaims, "This is how a man takes a dump," makes a loud HNGGGGG noise, and drops a thick log right in front of my eyes. Your brother deserves an applause. My brother, directly after the funeral, stole our uncle's war medals from his bedroom. His wife found out, told me and my mother, and then my mother made me sneak them back in. I had just finished riding my bike home from a friend's place to see my mom pull into the driveway. Out of the other side of the car my sister's head popped out. She'd been off to college and I didn't expect to see her. My first thought, which I openly said because I was a little crap, was, why is sis home? She get knocked up in college? Out steps my very pregnant sister. It was a rare double what the frick moment, as I was surprised to see her that freaking pregnant, and both my sister and mom were shocked at my accurate joke guess, and inappropriate guess, to be fair. Sort of similar thing happened to me. I texted my cousin on her 20th birthday, congratulations, you avoided teenage pregnancy. Turns out she had just found out she had gotten knocked up and hadn't told anybody yet. I was out on a car ride with my dad and we arrived back at the house at like 3 AM. My front door opens straight into my kitchen and I throw open the door expecting an empty kitchen, only to see my brother buck-ass naked standing in front of the sink. I screamed, why the frick are you naked? He scrambled back to the shower. Apparently he was mid-shower. His back hurt, so he went to the kitchen to start heating water for a hot water bottle for his back, and just stopped to have a snack or something while waiting for the water to boil, all while leaving the shower running. My dad still laughs about it. What else are you supposed to do when you get hungry? You get naked and eat. My half siblings are 8 and 9 years younger than me. On one Sunday morning I woke up to laughter and weary sounds coming from downstairs. I went to investigate and found that they had emptied a carton of milk, through which they were now sliding around on the floor, naked. I'm imagining you are all in your 40s. Sister logged into my RuneScape account and finished the Dragon Slayer quest that 10-year-old me with limited playtime had spent months to gear up for. I was devastated. During Thanksgiving dinner, my brother looked down, patted his stomach and softly said, "Hey babe, ready for round 2? Cause I sure am," and then he got up and got another helping of turkey and mashed potatoes. I was sitting in front of the television one day when my sister walked behind me. She threw a little bouncy ball at me. It bounced off my head, hit the television, bounced back off my head and back at her. She was so surprised that it was such a perfect shot that she decided to try again to repeat it. I was so happy that my sister was playing with me that I sit there as she threw this ball at my head trying to repeat the shot for like a half hour. Dude, that's so depressing. Once I was taking a pee and my brother barges and starts pie and yells 2 players. Came downstairs from being asleep. Living room is in disarray. Blood drops are on the floor and I see little flecks here and there on the wall. I say to my GF, what the frick happened? Concerned someone got injured or something. Your brothers had a scissor fight, she tells me. A scissor fight? Yes. Those 2 freaking brain surgeons took up craft scissors and went at each other in my living room while my, no doubt horrified, GF watched on in shock and awe. They were gone by the time I woke up, thank Christ, but the evidence was hard to miss. My family decided to spend Christmas in Mexico at an all-inclusive resort after I had moved across the country for work. My siblings and I were sharing a room. One night my brother gets in late from drinking. I wake up and see him standing over my luggage. I say, what the frick are you doing? He says, taking a fricking pee. I was furious. He never did really apologize. One time, we were staying at a resort type thing, and my dad came home drunk late at night. I woke up and there was an entire slice of pizza in my shoe. Watching TV with my older sister. She gets up, walks over to the house phone, and picks it up. "Hello," she said. "Yes, he is." One moment. She covers the microphone. "It's for you." Been thick. Crazy. I didn't hear it ring. I think to myself. I walk to the phone. My sister begins savagely beating me with the corded phone. For no reason. She concocted a ruse just to beat me with the phone. When I was 16, I went with my family to visit my grandfather at the old folks home. Well, I ended up striking a conversation with another guy there who had an Irish accent. After a few minutes, my then 7-year-old brother asks this guy, "Why are you talking Mexican?" He just laughed, but I was so embarrassed that I didn't know how to react. When I was about 4, my parents told my brother, age 13, to take my sister and I for a walk for an hour. I think my parents wanted some private time. He took us for a walk, alright. We were gone for 12 hours. My parents were frantic and the police were looking for us. God knows what he was thinking, but he's always been a bit of an idiot. My sister discovered her inner thinking voice when she was like 4. She came downstairs into the kitchen totally distraught and said, "Who is talking to me all whole time? Everywhere I go somebody talks to me about the things I do, but I can't see anybody. Kill them. Kill them all. Except mommy." She cuts the crusts off the sandwiches. I was this close to beating M. Bison in Street Fighter II, and my big brother pulled the plug because he wanted me out of the room to smoke weed with his buddies. A case of justifiable fratricide if I ever did hear one. The time I came home from school and found a horse in the garden, which my brother had bought from nearby gypsy campsite. How wonderful. Told my sister to come inside for dinner. She was hitting balls down our driveway with a field hockey stick. She immediately turned and swung full force into my face, breaking my nose and deviating my septum. That was 20 years ago and she won't talk to me because I've wronged her in the past. I can't breathe out my right nostril. I've had a deviated septum repair that reverted. You're not alone. At least it makes my wife smile when she can hear my nose whistle. My brother and I used to share a room when we were kids. One day I woke up and saw my brother standing in the middle of the room trying to mount a toy gun on his willy. Hey, sometimes you need protection. Probably when I was 9 and my older brother was 13. We were home watching TV one day during the summer. He was flipping through channels and stopped on an episode of Donahue that featured a male stripper right in the middle of his routine with an audience of middle-aged women cheering. He put the remote down and excitedly said, "We're watching this." He's now married with 2 kids and is aspiring to be a Baptist minister. He gay. So gay. I tell this story anytime I get a chance to embarrass my brother. I was about 9, making him about 6. Thanksgiving dinner at our grandparents' house. We were both in the kitchen together, just the 2 of us, each with a slice of pumpkin pie. My little brother grabs the salt shaker from the table, slowly unscrews the cap, dumps the entire shaker of salt on his pie, and eats the whole thing, making eye contact with me the whole time. He had this look like he knew what he was doing, so I didn't question it. 20 minutes later, he is chasing a cousin through the hall. He dead stops, says, "Oh," and projectile vomits all over the walls and floor. He is descended upon by adults asking him what the matter is. His response? "Too much salt." I was the only one who knew what he meant. Why though? It was pretty awkward when he knocked on my bedroom door to give me condoms when my boyfriend was over, but also very nice of him to be worried about me like that. The what the frick moment comes from his girlfriend later that day sharing with me, "I know you probably don't want to know this, but your brother's willy is huge." I super did not want to know that. Frick you, Shannon. My poor brother shares your pain. He had a party at our place when I was 18 and me and my then boyfriend were there, and then boyfriend gets really drunk, walks up to my brother, and says, "Hey, I'm probably gonna sleep with your sister tonight." Spoiler. He then went upstairs and passed out in bed, alone. My brother still makes fun of me, cringes at that to this day. I made a collage of all of the mugshots that I found online of my sister and texted it to her. My mom was recently divorced and had a friend. Let's call him Mark. Mark has a daughter my age. The daughter and I were both 14 and got a lot of alone time together, so obviously there was some mutual experimenting. Well, it got really weird about 2 years later when my mom and Mark announced they were getting married and I was going to have a new stepsister. When I was young, about 13, my family was leaving my grandparents' house after a weekend visit. It was a long drive home, about 4 hours. I had to pee really bad and my parents hated stopping, so I discreetly grabbed my empty Mountain Dew bottle and emptied my bladder into it. It wasn't hard to hide being in the back seat of an SUV. Well, I put it under the seat after I was finished and when I got home I totally forgot about it. My parents cleaned out the car later and my thought was they threw it away. Nope, they placed it in the fridge thinking it was a half full bottle of pop. Well, I only figured this out because my sister took a drink out of it and screamed. She said it must have been old and been in there forever because it tasted horrible. I was horrified, but I took it from her. Fake smelled it and threw it away saying yeah, that's disgusting. I have never told her or anyone for that matter what really happened. My little sister looked at me dead-eyed once and told me you have demons in you. You need to get them out or something along those lines. I asked her WTF she was talking about and she just kinda went back to doing her thing. The girl was like 8 so I don't think she was trying to troll me. Also she ran my GBA under running water once. Overwrote my save file to start a new game. Bastard. I will never forgive you. My favorite story is that I once went outside at 1 AM to watch a meteor shower and my brother's bedroom window faced the backyard. I don't know why he was up. He was maybe 12 at the time, and I hear him open the window and shout, "Who's out there?" I reply, "Just me," and he says, "Oh, I'll be right out." My brother gets out of bed at 1 in the morning, puts on some shoes and comes outside and says, "So what are we doing?" The kid was forever down for late night adventures apparently. My brother and I were in our early teens. Mom and dad divorced when we were 4-6-ish. Mom never dated anyone. One day we found a sausage in a tied up condom. Pukes were had. Well, at least you know what to get her for Christmas. My sister spoiled Dumbledore's death for me. She read The Half-Blood Prince in 24 hours. Asked me if I wanted to know what happened. I said no. She told me anyway. I'm still mad. Frick you, Laura. My sister complaining bitterly about why do you get a new car and your own apartment? The answer was because I work for a living, which apparently was a deeply offensive thing to say. Go figure. You've been visited by the rare bread doggo. Comment toast well, papa and be granted with great fortune in bread. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.